Welcome, punters, to the February edition of Tipster. Don't adjust your screen. He's back. Mick Gannon, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good to be back. What are we in February now? And missed episode 1. Luke, an after replacement, of course. Now he's doing his best work behind the camera, but did a good job, Lukey. Well done. Good to be back, Damo. Group 1 racing's back, so I thought it'd be a good time to make a return.
It's a great time to make a return, and I note, Mick, that All In has made a return this week.
Yeah.
The boys are back.
The boys are back. Group 1 racing's back. Boys are back. CF4 stakes. We covered off plenty of future races as well. Blue Diamond, Oakley Plates, Lightning Stakes, who we thought would win those races. So make sure you do check that out. Make sure you are subscribing, of course. You better get all of that stuff. And the boys, Sky Racing's Lewis Willoughby and Dean Watling.
Yeah, so here
boys joining us.
The YouTube subscribe button just below where you're watching this. And of course, Mick, when I hear CF4, I think Autumn Carnival begins.
Yep.
And you've mentioned all those other great races. Great racing this weekend. The punters come out of there. Kids are back to school.
Oh, not yet.
Well, they will be by this weekend. Time to get the form guide out and get back into it. We remember last year, it was run at Sandown last year, and I think there was a cracking finish there with Mr. Brightside getting the goods. I mean, looks like we're in for another thrilling race. What's your take on it at this early stage, Mick?
He's a little bit like me, Mr. Brightside, just getting older, a little bit slower.
So your team thinks as well on Saturday, mate.
No doubt about that. We did win 2-1, but 3-1, but I scored no goal, so we won't worry too much about that.
There we go.
But Mr. Brightside, look, he'll be at his best at some stage of his preparation. I think his plans to go to Hong Kong, so you'd imagine he'd probably be closer to 80% at best, probably maybe even 75%.
Yeah.
I think he's quite vulnerable this weekend. The $2 50 odd they put up seemed ludicrous. I was pretty keen Southport Tycoon and Private Life. I thought they're the two. They were both around $13, $14 when we tipped them on the All-In show. They're both drawn barrier 1 and 2, which I'd suggest will be an advantage come Saturday as well. And look, keen to see. Can't wait. They're the two I'm keen on, though. And it's a pretty good race. Good racing, good horses back, and can't wait.
Tough gig that to give you that sort of view so confidently this far out. But punters, we're also asking you. So put your selection. Give us a reason why of who you think is going to win the CF4 stakes this Saturday at Caulfield. And we're going to do the duck race. We're back to the duck race, Mick.
Duck race
by popular opinion, popular vote, the duck race comes back. So basically, you've got to give a reason to actually go into the duck race. And if you're not sure what the duck race is, just follow the prompts on YouTube.
You've been living under a rock.
You've been living under a rock, but basically you get a duck in the race and you get to see him race. And if your duck wins on the animation, then you will be the lucky winner of a mystery multi, which won't be a mystery multi, actually the magic multi, I should say, which will be a multi of all the selections that come on this show, including Mick's. So we will have to get his moral at the end of the show, and that will be included in the multi. It has come up too. Came up, paid nicely late last year. So you've got to be in it to win it. Remember, comment below with your CF4 winner and a reason. Don't put the reason, you don't go into the duck race. Pretty simple stuff. Mick, obviously another cracking episode of Tipster today. We've got Tipster of the month for January. We announced the Tipster of the year last episode, Mick. You weren't here. But that's all passed. Of course, we do the free tips as well. We've got some cracking guests this time. Of course, we look at the media and the actual one, and then we'll go to our close where Mick's moral will come out.
Beautiful.
So, you ready?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, Tipster. This is Tipster of the month for everyone. Everyone's involved here. All the Tipsters, media, the punters, the pros, everyone's involved here. And, Kelly Jean, 76, takes the cake for January. What a way to kick off the year. 3 winning weeks in a row, mate. Yeah,
and look, before I get into that, Mick, it's probably worth mentioning that the number of tipsters as of sort of spring last year has just increased.
Yeah.
Very, very much. And if you're appearing here, you're beating all the media experts, all the popular media experts, and thousands of punters. So you're doing something pretty good. And Kelly Jean here is at the top of the pile. Deservedly earns the pro. Look at that strike rate. That strike rate is phenomenal. 15 winners from 41. I mean, just have a think about that for a second. You know, you've had 41 bets. I don't know. For me, that could be done in a week. and you've had 15 winners.
Low flying.
You're low flying at an average of $7.75.
So
I mean,
good.
that's why that number there is at 183, which is unheard of. Just unheard of stuff.
In second there, Damo Avenger NG5886. Just to make it real simple for us, next time, do us a favour. Shorten that stuff up.
Yeah, sure.
Well done, though. Good job. 143% profit on turnover.
Yeah.
Wow.
Queenslander won't hold it against them.
That probably makes a lot of sense.
You give Avenger, I'm going to just say Avenger $100, turns it into 12
I want you to read the whole
grand.
name out.
Turns it into 12 grand
Yeah.
over the 30-day period. You'd be inviting him back for lunch or something, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Cracking, and it covers the whole thing, international and Australian racing, which is very important because for those people who like to kick on, and particularly Sha Tin had a winner of $42 mid-winter wind. How good's that?
As you do. They got some names over there, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, everything bar,
Poor
Kentucky
old
Fried
race
Chicken. But they got plenty of good names. Smitty Boy 00 there in third finds his way to the podium. Full credit there. 106% profit on turnover. That'd probably win. You'll get Lukey to run these numbers because he sits around twiddling his thumbs most of the time anyway. I'd imagine that 106% profit on turnover would probably get the job done. I'd say 9 out of 9 months of the year, but not this time, Smitty.
No, freakish month, really, in some respects in that regard. And good point to point out. Smitty would have turned 100 into 4,270. Still serious cash. I mean, you're happy with that, aren't you? You give him a lazy.
Can't even get a
green
start in
one,
the leaderboard.
2 pineapples or
anything.
a green one, and
Got a bit limp there, mate.
and he comes back and delivers. Delivers $4,270, pays a few bills.
It's pretty impressive stuff for Smitty Boy. Now, it's not very often in this game where you get an itchy nose and the next name of the person's called Itchy Brother, so you just go a little scratch and away you go. The way it's worked out. How's your microphone?
Yeah,
going,
it's
by the way?
going well, mate. I think we need to do an adjustment, but that's okay. We can keep it rolling.
No, we'll keep rolling. 94%
we'll keep
profit on turnover for Itchy Brother.
Yeah.
Not sure where that name's come from.
No.
We probably don't need to know either, but that's pretty impressive tipping. $14 average price.
And he's appeared. This will be about the 4th time in the last 8 months that he's appeared.
Yep.
So you don't do that in the top 5. So you don't do that if you're not onto something. So Itchy Brothers certainly is making a nuisance of himself with the bookies, no doubt.
Yep.
Value hunter. So it's one thing about being a value hunter. It's another thing about finding the value.
Mark's brother?
Yes. Old Val.
Yeah, old Val.
Val Hunter. There we go. We could work with that.
Yeah, not bad.
But anyhow, certainly doing it. Can't call it a fluke, can you? 4 times in 8 months. You can't call that a fluke.
Another tipster that's going better than your microphone there. That'll be in 5th there, Marshall HP, like the sauce.
Yes, so from New South Wales, tips everywhere. Turned 100 into 7,165. Tips, long shots and short price favourites as well. So you like that. That tells you he knows what he's looking for, and it doesn't matter really about price. So you've got to be happy with that.
There it is, top 5 for the month of January. Another travesty here. I've been left off this one as well. Tipster of the month, media. Terry Leighton from SEN, the man who does his best out west, or as our man Miles Fiston says, west is best. Terry appears on Miles' show and he's absolutely dominated. 51% profit on turnover. Seeing them big, and that's plenty of red wine and plenty of golf for Terry. Yeah,
look, anyone you talk to can't say enough great things about Terry. He is an absolute gun.
Yep.
3 winning months in a row. Good. I just dream of that stuff. 3 winning months in a row.
Yep.
I know you might be accustomed to it a bit, Mick, but certainly not me. He's averaged 4 winners per WA meeting in January. That's getting silly.
Yeah, it's flying.
Just getting ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And he just continues again in February. He's already got a $19 winner in the first week of Feb, amongst others. Just looks like he's going to make it 4. Terry Leighton, why wouldn't you follow?
Best in the business, best out west for sure. Colin Hodges, Cole. Sky Racing, the voice of the West. There's a very West theme going on here. I've got my double pluggers on as well, so just really nailing it.
West New South Wales, obviously.
Of course. 6 winning weeks in a row for Cole, and he knows his Central West like the back of his hand.
That's what you're seeing there, mate. You're seeing someone who knows Dubbo and Bathurst and all those areas, how the tracks play, sees the same horse flesh in front of him on the old binoculars, and probably when he looks at that form guide, he gets to the answer pretty quickly, I'd imagine. Again, Colin Hodges following. Why wouldn't you?
Yep. Not only the great Lewis Willoughby that appears on this channel, but another Sky Racing genius, Cole Hodges, into Jason Witham, flying 45% profit on turnover. Tell me a bit about Jace.
Yeah, so 6 winners in the month, over 650. You've got to be happy with that. So basically, you give him 100, he gives you back $3,300 in 30 days. Again, I'd be happy with that. And it does a great job on Sky. He's in the Sky Club along with Louis there.
Yeah, haven't seen Louis up here yet. Well, no comment. No comment. Why haven't we seen Louis Willoughby on here yet?
Louis, tell us why.
Louis left. All right, Cody Winnell, absolutely flying. Pace setters, 2 winning months in a row. Tips all 3 codes. So, it's hard enough to tip one jurisdiction, let alone 3 codes, 37% profit on turnover. Yeah,
and look, Cody Winnell obviously used to be one of the team over there at Victorian Harness. And knows his harness racing, knows his racing, very astute. He has a little break here and there, we know, but when he comes back, he just picks up where he left off, Mick, and this is just another example. Cracking stats. You look out for him, Cody Winnell. You only get him his horse racing tips in particular. In fact, I think all his tips. You only get him on thegreattipoff.com. Go to the search bar, any tipster at all, put their name in, follow. You get alerts as soon as their tips drop.
Love it. Jared Timms tips New South Wales and Vic.
Yeah.
Metros on a Saturday, finding plenty of value for the punters.
Yeah, finding plenty of value there for racing and sports, and doing a great job. Rounds out the top 5. Interestingly, we didn't have any of these top 5 in the top 5 overall. I think 51%'s the top there from Terry. No mean feat, by the way. But that doesn't make the top 5 overall, which is just outstanding punting from a bunch of punters above.
Yeah, if you want to follow winning tips, thegreattipoff.com, go to that search bar and away you go. And look, it's as easy as that. Full credit, everyone, all the media tipsters, all the punters, all the pros, anyone that put a tip in for January, thank you. Hopefully you'll be on this board, well, for Feb.
Yeah. All right, Mick, here's the bit where we give free horse racing tips early, which is very important while the prices are still hot. And, of course, this will make up the Magic Multi, and it will be rounded out with Mick's Moral in the next segment. So, to start things off, here we go. Terry Leighton kicks things off. We spoke about him. He is the gun of the West, and he's about to give you his very early mail.
G'day guys, Terry Leighton here, still plodding away out west, coming to the end of a 10-hour form day for the 12-race card at Ascot on Saturday. I've earned a beer, which I'm about to go and have 1 or 2. No prices up for Saturday when I'm recording this as yet, so tipping one without numbers, but I think we'll get the price in race number 10, like a horse by the name of Deal Her In. Plenty of money for her on debut when she won her maiden. Plenty of money for her second up when she went to a Saturday race, drew wide, went back and was just never in the race. Loved the way she hit the line. Good field to have a bet in, I think. I think there's a few last up maiden winners. There's a little bit happening in the race, which should mean we get our price. I think from barrier 2 with normal luck, she's better than these. Hoping we see something mid-3s, but prices aren't out, so we can dream. Who knows what we'll see. You can read my full write-ups on Betfair, on the Betfair Hub, or you can listen to SEN Track on Friday or Saturday mornings when I jump on with Miles or Gareth when I remember to answer my phone. Happy punting.
We spoke about him, Jason Witham. He is blazing a trail over there at Sky Racing, and he's got his early mail for you right now.
G'day, I'm Jason Witham, presenter at Sky Racing. I provide tips on Australian racing into the US market predominantly through FanDuel in the US and Sky Racing World. And those tips are on Sydney Saturdays, Sydney Wednesdays and the main New South Wales meeting on a Sunday. And they're available on the skyracingworld.com website and also tweeted on X through Sky Racing World. Also provide tips into the Launceston meetings on the night racing season, and they're available on the skyracing.com.au website. I'll often throw in a tip or two onto the Bets Friends page on the Tab app as well. My best for the weekend comes up at Randwick, and it's in race number 9. Going with St Lawrence in this race, 6-year-old there for Kira Ma. I really like him. He's as a horse, very consistent type. He races really well off a month or so fresh enough. He gets that set up again here today. And his last 2 runs, I think, have had merit after getting back in the races, the Festival Stakes and also in the Lakes. And he's run on well at the business end in both of those. And perhaps races that weren't quite suited to him. Back to the Randwick Mile, I think, is key for him on Saturday. He's won his last 2 attempts at the Randwick Mile. There's enough speed in the race to suit him, I think. And he gets Chad Schofield back on his back on Saturday as well. So into double figure odds. I respect Headley Grange as a progressive type. He's up in grade a little bit. I just think St Lawrence represents a little bit of value there in race 9. Also going to have something on Alabama Magic, the filly there for Brett Kavanagh in race 3. I think she's over the odds. Ran a really nice race on debut. Good punting.
He only just missed the top 5 leaderboard at thegreattipoff.com. Tooba is a tipster going north, and he's about to give you his early tips.
G'day punters, Tooba here from Tooba's Tips as seen on the tip-off. Look, the way I do my form is I like to watch lots of replays. I also like to watch a bit of sectional stuff. I love to back horses first, second and third up from spells as well. Horses with really good winning strike rates are a must for me too. I also like to watch as many sort of tipping shows as I can to see if I've got the experts in my corner as well. That gives you a bit more confidence as well. Anyway, best bet for this Saturday is Rebel Johnny in Adelaide. I love the way this guy ran through the line last start. He really ran through the line strongly, and a couple of extra 100 metres this week will really suit him as well. Stubby holder sticks with him, which is a plus as well. And I've also like another wheel at Caulfield as well. So hopefully those are winning for us on the weekend. And good luck, punters, and may the horse be with you.
All right, Mick, that almost brings us to the end of the show. Before we roll into the next bits... Oh, I just went away from the camera. Hopefully I didn't stuff up audio there. Before we get into it, we've got to mention, of course, the Magic Multi. So we've heard some of the tips that are going to be in that. We're soon going to hear the last one. If you want to be in it, you have to tell us who you think is going to win the CF or stakes, but you've also got to tell us why.
That's not the CF or, it's the CF or.
CF or.
Yeah.
Okay. The CF or stakes, you're going to tell us why.
Some of us are simple.
CF or, I got it. I got it. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Noted.
CF
or stakes, you've got to tell us who you think's going to win and give us a reason here in the comments underneath YouTube. Otherwise, you're not in it. If you do that, you then get a duck in the duck race. What's that? Look out for the comments. You'll get a link and you'll see a duck race. And if your name is on the duck that wins, you get a $50 Magic Multi for all the tips that you see on this show, all announced on social media. So stand by. Mick Gannon, what is your moral?
I'm going to go to Randwick in the Midway. Piraeus gets to a bigger, spacious track. I think the rail's true. And I think it'd be out of barrier 6. I was having a little look as I was driving in. And
not while you were driving.
As I was pulled over in the drive-through. And I think it's a great race for Piraeus. We'll throw Piraeus into place because perennial place getter, you still get around $3, I reckon, a place.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And $3 play, that's pretty handy.
Yeah.
There we go, giving you that one a few days out too. That's tough.
$3 a place for the multi, but I'm declaring a moral to win.
Yeah, there we go. Got that. If you can work that out, punters, let us know.
If you're not confused by everything that's happened in the last 5 minutes, well, you're not human.
Yeah. Now, look, we've seen some jockeys lose it over time, haven't we, Mick? We've seen, I saw a jockey punch a horse in the gates. I think that was well publicised. There's been all sorts of things, the pulling the jockey stirrup, foot out of the stirrup, all that sort of stuff. But I think this one has to take the cake. Set your eyes on this. So, I mean, the thing about this, Mick, he's not even, like when we pan out, he's not even near the top 3. But old mate here, look at him launching it in, doesn't stop. So what do you reckon's happened there?
There's a backstory there.
There's got to be
there has to be a backstory.
Do you reckon there's there might be some sort of indiscretion offline there?
Oh,
before the race.
What are you insinuating?
I don't know, but I'd love to get some more info.
There's a bit going on.
It's a classic. It's a ripper.
Yeah, outstanding. we've seen some efforts. I've seen a few fights, jockeys off the horses, but on the horses, it's impressive stuff. I wonder how Old Mate pulled up though post race.
Yeah. Oh, the jockeys room would have been interesting, and the stewards room, but maybe that's part 2. We can come back with that another time. But punters, of course, hey, thank you for joining us, of course, for another episode of Tipster. Remember, the great tipoff.com is Australia's ultimate tips resource, isn't it, Mick? I mean, everyone's there. Stats. I mean, you see all these guys going around putting winners on, getting losers, showing their winners. Ultimately, it's about, do they make money? Only way to find that out is come to the great tipoff.com. There's no resource like it. Every popular tipster, including Mick Gannon, you can think of, and Luke Hovanesian, they're all there with their stats. Can't hide. You'll find out how good they are. Follow them. Get alerted when they tip. Get their tips. All that's great stuff. Nothing else like it, Mick. Of course.
TheGreatTipOff.com. Simple as that.
GreatTipOff.com.
Just do yourself a favour. Get there. Have a great month on the punt. If you want any of my stuff, just search Mick Gannon. Easy as we go.
There we go.
We'll keep winning. That's what we do.
He's going well too. Just missed tipster of the month last month.
Got to read the criteria.
Yeah, criteria which you were involved in setting. But anyhow, we won't mention that. Punters, thank you for joining us. Remember, we're here and all in, of course, every Monday going through autumn. Look out for that. You've got to subscribe here on YouTube to find out. You get like little alerts and mentions.
There's some good oil coming through. Let me give you the red hot tip. There is some good oil coming through, and it's only going to get better as the Autumn Carnival goes. So if you haven't subscribed, you're a fool.
There we go. See you next time.